Hello everybody, this is Master Joe with another review of the vintage GIJOE figure. So look, it's 1985 Barbecue. Well, Barbecue, the first impression, I don't think he is a G.I. Joe. He's more like a Cobra. It is a very interesting figure. And also, he's a firefighter in G.I. Joe. In the Marvel comic books issue 40, Shipwreck talked to Barbecue. He said, hey, we're like a combat unit. We don't need a firefighter. And Barbecue said, yeah, that's everybody said to me. All right, this figure reminds me of one character. It's a very famous character in the Japanese science fiction TV series, that is Kosaido. It is produced in 1978 to 1979. I think Barbecue just directly learned from this character Kosaido. It is a combine of Kosaido's armor and their teammates' uniform. So what do you think? All right, so let's look at this figure's file card to see some information about this guy. Right on his, this is file card. On the file card, he said he is a firefighter. His code name is Barbecue, and his file name is Kelly Gabriel. His primary military specialty is fireman. His second military specialty is infantry. His birthplace is Boston, Massachusetts. Boston is a place famous for lobster. And if Kelly hadn't joined the G.I. Joe team, he would have been the 7th Kelly in his direct line in the Boston Fire Department. And his love for the job is not based on family loyalty or even a more generous sense of duty. He simply likes riding on the back of his truck with the wind in his face, sirens wailing, lights flashing, and the bells clanging. Being allowed to knock down doors and smash windows with his axe is just frosting on the cake. Wow. And Barbecue is what you call your basic party animal. He can open bottles with his teeth, pick up quarters with his ears, and wrap his lips completely around a Coke bottle. And you may well ask how all these affect his function as G.I. Joe firefighter. It doesn't. It simply makes him a more interesting fellow to have around. Well, interesting. Well, he is really a guy to have around. All right, so let's look at this figure here. So first, I think there are two defects in his accessories. Number one is his backpack. The shape of the backpack, they designed in this way in order to connect to the back very securely. But, you know, Barbecue's back is just very vertically. It's very straight down. So, which makes this backpack cannot put there very securely. It will easily fall off. And second is his axe. His fireman axe. Here, this part is so thin, so when you put it into his hand, it will fall off very easily. So you have to turn it around in order to let this axe stay in his hand. So let's first look at his axe. Well, this is a firefighter's very classic axe here, and we can recognize from this part. And also here is the hand guard. So when he grab it, it should be like very securely. And also there's a few sharp things in front of it. So when he grab it, it can use it like to a fist to punch other people. And also maybe the doors and windows. So this part used to be like silver paint, but it wears off. And also the silver paint on his face is very easily wear off. My figure is very lucky. His face paint is still there, but his axe used a lot. So the paint has already wear off. The second accessory is his it's not an air tank, it's like a foam tank. Because he's a firefighter, he used to use his little gun here to shoot out the foam to put out the fire. And there is a pipe to connect this little gun. Connect the gun, and the other part connect this foam tank. Okay. All right, and this is a two-part. You can just separate from here, and this part of mine is broken, so you don't need to just take it from the up part. You just take it directly from the side, and it's pretty detailed here. So here are some meters you can read about. So how many foam is still there in this tank? Okay, so this is the backpack. And here's a gun. It's a very detailed looking gun. Here's a little hole. You can plug this gun onto this pack here. It's a nice storage for the gun. And it's not very easy to do that. Okay, and this pack also very easily broken. And this gun is, I think it's not based in the real world. It's a foam gun. And it's more like a science fiction blaster thing from the Star Wars. Okay, and okay, let's go figure here. So 1985, they add up a new articulation, that is the head. It can do the forth and back move here. Can move from left to right and also forth and back. And here, this little part is the air tank. can supply him some fresh air when he's saving, put out the fire. And this little patch here, I believe, belongs to the Fair apartment. And he come from the Boston Fair apartment. And I believe in different apartments, they have their different logos, the patches there. His clothes wearing, I believe, is just for the Fair fighters. The color is so cool. And also, I think it's like Fair resistance. And here's 2 belt around. And here's 1 pouch and two pouches here. I don't believe that is like an ammunition add up. It's just to put into some personal stuff. And now here is a little radio for him to contact in the fire. And also his boots is pretty detailed. And his clothes is like show up the texture of the firefighter's clothes. I think this uniform is quite cool because, you know, maybe this one just come from, just learn a little bit from the Poseidons. It's more of a science fiction firefighter. And also, because his second military specialty is infantry. So you can just imagine this little gun is a real gun. Or you can just give him an M16 because every GI Joe have an M16 and he can grab the gun to shoot some cobras. Let's put the accessory on this guy. So first is the backpack. And this little pipe connect here. The other end will connect this to this little gun. So this backpack cannot sit on his back very securely. That is a defect of this figure. So okay, you can either put this part in his hand or just plug it here. Anyway, we'll just put it down. Okay. So, alright everybody, this is the figure of Barbecue from 1985. It's a very cool figure, and hope you like it. So if you like it, please press like, subscribe, and leave some comments, because your comments is really my motivation to make more videos. And alright, and also if you have more figure you want to see, so please tell me. I will just put it on my list. So see you next time.